Tom Verducci joins us on short notice, and Tom on short of sleep as well. Tom, thank you for getting up early, joining us. I know you're headed to Houston here. How would you summarize last night's game?
One of the craziest World Series games. I mean, I go back to Game 4 of '93. Remember that Phillies Blue Jays game, 15-14?
Yeah.
I remember a guy stood up. It was at the old Vet Stadium, had a sign. They could have used it last night. It said, "We'll pitch middle relief for food." Can anybody get anybody out? Can anybody at least keep the ball in the ballpark? So, it was entertaining. It was one of the craziest World Series games I can remember.
Second guessing, has it started? Does it continue with any moves made last night?
Yeah, I think whenever you run games the way the Dodgers do, where they get their starting pitchers out so quickly because they want to get to the bullpen, the whole analytical thing of third time around the lineup, you're better off with a fresh arm than the starting pitcher. Once you start that carousel going, you get into that bullpen that quickly, you start running out of options. Now, in Dave Roberts' defense, he did get the game to the best closer in baseball with a one-run lead in the ninth inning. And it blew up with one swing by Marwin Gonzalez. But I think that's probably where the second guessing is. Did he get Rich Hill out of the game too early? Was he too quick to go to that bullpen?
All right. We always talk about momentum is the next day's starting pitching. If that's the case, who's got the momentum going into Game 3 in Houston?
Well, in this case, I would say momentum, last night accepted, is home field. I mean, that Minute Maid Park has just been crazy loud. The offense of the Astros has been much better in that ballpark. Starting pitching-wise, I would probably give Darvish an edge slightly, but I think at home the Astros have been a much more dangerous offensive team. And, they got a little bit of that mojo back last night late, starting in the eighth inning, obviously, that I expect them to carry into Game 3. So I'd say momentum is with Houston right now coming back home.
Better game, Game 1 or Game 2?
I heard you say that's your poll question. That is a great question. I'll say this. I thought Game 1 was a better baseball game. I mean, there are people on the Astros side who said that was the best that they've ever seen Clayton Kershaw. That's saying a lot.
Wow.
But last night was a more memorable game. We'll be talking about this game 10, 20, 30 years from now. I'm not sure we'd say that about Game 1.
Well, we won shorter games, but shorter games mean less action. You had an extra inning game, and you went, another hour or so, hour and a half more with last night's game. I love last night because the home runs meant something, and they came at clutch times. And that's different than having a slugfest where it's an 8-2 game and, you have, 8 home runs.
Yeah, great point. I mean, listen, we all know this was a record-setting year for home runs, more than 6,000. And I thought about Sandy Koufax watching that game, right? Sandy Koufax gave up 2 home runs his entire postseason career, obviously all World Series. There was a point last night where 5 out of 13 fly balls were home runs. And you just felt like, can anybody keep the ball in the yard here? Now, I agree with you that it's exciting because they were meaningful home runs, tying games, coming back into the game, putting your team in the lead. So they were not meaningless home runs. It wasn't just tack on home runs in an 11-0 game. But I would warm another hot night in L.A. in a year where the ball is flying, where every pitcher will tell you the ball is juiced. This is the game baseball wanted, right?
Yeah.
More offense back in the game, more home runs. We got a lot of it.
But also, how much did the weather have to do with those home runs drifting out?
Not all of them. Justin Turner did say his home run in Game 1 probably is not a home run on a typical cool night in Dodger Stadium. But when it's 103, you're going to get a little more carry. So, some of those were absolute bombs that we saw last night. So I don't think maybe another one of the 8 last night. No, I think it's just the way the game is now. I think the ball does carry. I think, hitters are – listen, nobody wants to hit a ground ball in today's game. It's very different from where it was 10 years ago where people are trying to win batting titles. People don't care about batting titles now. Yeah. Everybody wants to slug, so it's all about getting the ball in the air.
Safe travels to Houston. I'll leave you with this. The Yasiel Puig stuff at the plate and the bat flip and licking the bat, and it feels like the Astros sort of grabbed this and made it their own. Is this Is this a thing that we should be watching for now as we move forward?
I think it's good natured, though, Dan. I hope it doesn't become a thing where it's, in your face, and this is all about me showing up your pitcher or your bench. Correa last night said, listen, the only other time I bat flipped was during the WBC. And he's not that kind of player. I don't think it was a response to Yasiel, what he was doing. I kind of dig it, though. I think I like it when the players are showing emotions in big spots in the game. And, again, as long as it's not showing up the other team, I got no problem with it. And hopefully there's a day, and it was an issue just in terms of people asking the players after the game, but I hope we get a time where we don't have to ask guys, hey, were you upset by so-and-so flipping a bat? As long as you're not rubbing it in.
Tom, thank you. We appreciate you getting up early. Safe travels to Houston.
You got it. Take care. Thanks for having me.
That's Tom Verducci, MLB on Fox reporter and analyst for the Major League Baseball Network. Analyst.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.